Hi friends, hope you're all having an amazing day. The iPad 12.9 Pro 2021. I finally had delivery of my new iPad, which will hopefully replace my second generation iPad Pro 12.9 from 2017. This is it here. Okay, so what I'm going to be going through on this video: should you upgrade? Am I going to notice anything different if I upgrade from that one to this one? I'd like to think, like most people, I don't upgrade every year. I usually change my iPad every 3 years, and then only if I feel that the new iPad will make a significant difference to the applications that I use. The same goes with my iMac or my PC that's behind me. So without further delay, let's open this new iPad. Right, okay, also we don't need a knife for this bit, we can just, there we go. Warning label at the front there about some kind of lithium ion batteries. Let's get this out. Here we go. Right, okay. So here we have it there. That's the front. Typical style of Apple, like any of their other products. Same boxing, same wide generic boxing, but again very nicely packaged. It's very easy to open. Look here. So I don't even have to get my knife out. See if the rest of it comes off just as easily. That was relatively harmless there. Here we have it, removed from its protective packaging. Here's what we have inside. Again, very simple mechanism to take this off. There is that. I've gone for the 256GB version in space grey. It would have been good if Apple had offered some other colours that are perhaps a bit brighter, like they have done on the old iMac, but the choice was only space grey or silver. I know grey is in fashion at the moment. I'm planning to get a case for this, which hopefully should personalise my iPad a little bit better. So as with previous iPad products, it's very easy just to peel off. Everything just peels off very easily. There we go. Okay. There we go. So Apple have also started telling us how much RAM there is in this iPad, almost as if it was a computer. This particular model has got 8GB of memory. You'd have to purchase models that have 1TB storage or higher to get 16GB of memory. I personally think 8GB of memory should be more than enough for what I need for this particular model. So let's look at what else there is in the box apart from the iPad itself. You've got your customary documentation, which nobody ever reads, and yes, there's a sticker in here as well, which I've never used. I mean, the great thing about Apple is that you can operate them quite easily without any kind of manual or reading any kind of long manual. Looking at the device itself, appears to have a camera at the front. Don't know if you can see that there at the top there. Apple states this is a 12 megapixel camera with a 122-degree field of view. We'll be putting this to the test shortly to see how good it is. If you look at the old iPad here, this one has a 7 megapixel camera at the front as far as I can make out. It'd be interesting to compare these two to see, you know, if there's any change in image quality and to what extent it's actually noticeable. The front camera will also be used for FaceTime, all those Zoom meetings, as well as taking selfies. Although I don't see many people nowadays using an iPad for taking selfies or as a camera. You know, it sounds a bit, you know, it seems a bit odd, doesn't it? Camera also supports Face ID, so you can log in securely without having to type in a username and password again and again. We apparently have 4 speakers. I think there's 2 here at the top. You can see the grills for them there, hopefully, and then there's 2 at the bottom. And there's also a total of 5 microphones. Apparently there's 3 here. I don't know if you can see on this thing here. There's 2 little holes visible there. Apparently there's another microphone in there at the front, and there's some at the side somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where they are, but altogether there's 5 microphones. Apple state that these microphones record in studio quality. With regard to speakers, there's a trend for them to be getting smaller and better. I remember not so long ago that you used to have huge desktop speakers that you need to put on the floor to get any decent sound quality. There's also a feature called center stage, which keeps you in the center of the frame during a video call, and also it zooms in and out automatically. It's very interesting, and I'll put this to the test. Looking at the back of this device, there are two cameras. These are, here you go, have a look at it, see if you can see a bit better there. Can you see two cameras there? So these are wide and ultra wide for taking photos and recording video. This device also supports HDR3. The wide camera is apparently 12 megapixel and the ultra wide camera is 10 megapixel. There's also a LiDAR scanner, if I've pronounced that correctly, which should help with focusing and in low light. We'll put that to the test later. There also appears to be a flash of some description there. Looking at the bottom of the device, there we go. If you can see that there appears to be the USB connection compared to the Lightning connection, which is on my old iPad. This is apparently a Thunderbolt connector, which means you should be able to connect an external device such as a monitor, and Apple says this can be up to 6K. There is an option to buy this with a SIM card connection, which is apparently 5G, but since I've got a 5G mobile phone which I can tether to the iPad, and I've also got Wi-Fi at home and where I work, I can manage perfectly well with the Wi-Fi only iPad. Speaking of Wi-Fi, this iPad also supports Wi-Fi 6. Now I've got a product called BT Fiber 900 broadband at home. So if you're in the UK, I've done another video that reviews this product, so please check that out. Despite having 900 megabit download speeds in theory, the router supplied by BT is only a Wi-Fi 5 compatible, but that's more than good enough for me. So without further ado, let's power this device up. So just go through the buttons. There's the power up button on the top there, and you've got your volume controls here, like with any other iPad. And I can't seem to see any other controls. There's a magnetic connector there. There's also some kind of magnetic connector there which can probably connect to compatible devices. So let's turn this thing on and we boot up, just like any other Apple device. Okay, now this screen is supposed to be something. Apple calls it the XDR Liquid Retina Pro. It's supposed to be much brighter than previous iPads and also run at a 120 Hz refresh rate, which does put it in the league of some gaming monitors, and it does also support HDR as you expect. This iPad is powered by what they call the M1 chip. This is the same chip that's in the new MacBook Air and the recently released 24-inch iMac, so there should be plenty of power in here for the vast majority of users' needs. Siri, do you want to enable Siri? I've never personally actually used Siri. I don't find it particularly useful. I've used it once or twice to try and see if it's got a sense of humour, but otherwise Siri's not for me. Set up later. Screen time, weekly report about screen time, set up later. Welcome to iPad. So, welcome to iPad. Let's get started. And there we go. Let's compare the video quality on these two iPads. I will be recording a separate video looking at video and audio quality in great detail from this iPad, so I'll record them directly from this iPad and upload the file directly, so you'll get a very clear view of how the camera is actually recording, rather than here, which is just like a recording of the screen basically. We have a look at what else is in the box. We've got a charger here, the usual device that you can flip over to a UK plug there, and you also got a USB 3 charging cable. So there you have it, a quick overview of the iPad Pro 12.9 2021 version. So in conclusion, it's an impressive device and one that I would definitely recommend if you're in the market for a tablet or you're looking to upgrade from a previous iPad. Although upgrading from last year's iPad, I don't think will, for me at least, won't make any particular difference. But since I'm upgrading from a 2017 one, this is going to be a significant upgrade. For me, it's all about the screen and the audio quality. So I'm going to be recording another video shortly, looking at the quality of the camera on both sides and the quality of the audio, both in a studio setting here where there's lots of light. I can see it's also starting to go dark, so I'm going to be recording at night in the dark, and let's see if this camera lives up to its hype. Well, that's the end of the video for today. Please like and subscribe. Put your comments below. Are you going to be upgrading to this iPad? Are you somebody that's got a 2017 iPad, or one even older than that? I think I've got a first gen upstairs somewhere. If you are going to upgrade based on what I've told you, please put your comments below, and look out for a video shortly on me assessing the audio and video quality of this machine. Thanks everyone.